Good evening. This meeting is called to order at 7:10. Councilman Brownlee will lead the invocation. If you'd like to stand, please.
Please join me in prayer. Father God, we come to you recognizing that you are the author, the creator of all, the physical world that we see, also the world of reason and thought. Lord, we appreciate that you have given us life on this earth, that we might enjoy it, that we might live it to your glory. We ask that this evening you would give us insight, that you would give us wisdom, that you would give us clairvoyance so that we can make decisions that will be helpful for our community. Lord, we know that there are challenges ahead of us, but we also know that if we look to you, that we can come through them, not unscathed, but with joy, and that we can overcome some of these obstacles. So we ask that you would help us in our endeavor to honor you and to bless our fellow neighbors. In Christ's name we ask for these things. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Adams.
Here.
Jones. Here. Cefaratti.
Excused.
Jackson.
Here.
Brownlee.
Here.
Trojansky.
Here.
Agee. Here. Albers.
Here. There is no addendum for this evening, but may I have a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meetings on May 21st, 2014, and the special meetings on May 28th, 2014, and June 2nd, 2014.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Madam Chair?
Adams.
Yes.
Jones. Yes. Jackson.
Yes.
Brownlee.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a comment.
We're in the middle of a roll call, Mr. Brown.
Yes. You skipped over comments again, Madam Chair.
Agee.
Yes.
Are you going to skip over my vote too, Madam Chair?
You didn't respond, Mr. Brownlee. Would you like to respond, yea or nay?
Madam Chair, will we not be able to
respond,
can I not make comments prior? If you will not permit me to make comments, then no.
Thank you. There are no communications and no council committee reports for this evening, but we do have department reports, starting with Chief Castellucci.
Thank you, Madam President. As of the end of August, the fire department has responded to 3,113 incidents this year. Also, I received a check for $2,750 from the state of Ohio for EMS equipment that was filed for by Chief Thursday. And we're glad this came in the nick of time, so help us purchase equipment that we need right away. So, end of report.
Thank you, Tim. Law Department, Mr. Montello.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. No report.
Okay. Police Department, Chief Papalucci.
Thank you, Madam Chair. During the month of August, the Police Department responded to a total of 2,075 calls for service, which brings our total calls for the year through August 31st to 16,149 calls. Also during this month, we received a donation from AAA Tires and Auto of $300 to the Police Department to purchase equipment. We also received a check from University Hospitals for the OVI Task Force checkpoint that was conducted on August 15th in the amount of $3,439.72. Over the weekend, on Monday, some of you may be aware or may not, we had a shooting up at Lawrenceville Center. In the upstairs area there of the CD game exchange. We have no one in custody. There are no identifiable suspects. We'll continue to work on that case. Just be mindful that the school has started. As you're traveling through the school zones, please watch your speed. Please be mindful of the kids on the roads and know that they're going to be out during the beginning of the day and at the end in the afternoon. And lastly, regarding the school zone traffic cameras, we're still waiting to hear from our vendor regarding when we may get those and when we'll be getting in place. I know at the last meeting I said we hope to have them by the middle of September. I also said we would give 2 weeks notice. We still will. I just can't tell you when that's going to be at this time. With that, I conclude my report.
Thank you, Chief. Human Services Department, Mrs. Wilpan.
Thank you, Madam President. There's still time to sign up for the citywide garage sale, which will be held on September 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. You hold a garage sale at your house. We do get all the permits, do all the advertising, and have maps available to those shoppers who are going out into the community. The cost is $5. You can sign up at the Senior Center until Friday. That is the deadline. Also on Thursday, September 11th, from 10 until 2:30 will be the ARC driver safety class. If you're a member of ARC, it will cost $15. Non-members are $20. You should check with it's for people 55 and over. Check with your insurance company to see if you get a discount if you take this class. And lastly, our first flu shot, community flu shot day, will be provided by Walgreens Pharmacy on Friday, September 26th from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. There'll be another date scheduled for October, but this is our first one. It is a walk-in clinic, but we ask that you call and make a reservation just so that they have enough vaccine with them. Pneumonia shots are available also. If you have Medicare Part B, the shot will be free, or if you have Medicaid as your primary insurance, they will be free. Otherwise, all other insurances and people without insurance would pay $31.99. Thank you, and report.
Thank you, Mrs. Bopat. Finance Department, Eileen Kroll.
Good evening. The Finance Department is still working to finalize the audits. We have finished one of the three, so we're still working to finalize the other two. Thank you, end of my report.
Thank you. We now have opportunity for citizens' residents' comments. If you'd like to step to the podium and give us your name and your address, and remember you have 3 minutes to give us your comments. And also, we do not respond to you at this time. We'd be happy to have you hang around and chat.
Mildred Habusta, H-A-B-U. Millie Habusta, Habusta, 19270 McCracken. Last month, Mayor Lansky asked if more citizens respond, and I want to thank him for that, because otherwise I wouldn't have the nerve to do that. Anyway, I lived in Maple Heights for 63 years, and my husband and I have worked here all our married life, and my children went to school here. We had 2 foreign exchange students that graduated from our schools. I also worked in Maple Heights, and I just wanted to thank everybody at these tables. Most of you have affected my life in one way or another, and I want to thank you for that, especially Mr. Fudansky and Mrs. Lopez. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Ruth Pastor. I don't know if this is appropriate, but I have a question about a buffer behind my property. It's 20 feet that belongs to the city, which I'm allowed to take care of, but not put anything on it. But there are trees there, and for a long time they were not bothering anything, but now the roots have undermined my garage and my cement walk along the garage, and I had part of it repaired this spring. So I'm wondering if since it belongs to the city and I didn't put the trees there, there's trees all along there. I don't know. There was when I first, I've been there 50 years, and there was woods when I first moved there. And I'm between, the buffer is between 141st Street, my backyard, and the small industrial back there. And so it didn't bother me because the trees were against the fence and the utilities could still get in if they had to. But now with the roots going to both of my neighbors and my house, I was wondering if somebody could relay that to somebody who could do something about it.
Could you give us your address, please?
Yes, it's 5473 East 141st Street.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Could you give us your phone number after the meeting, please?
Phone number? Yeah, 216.
After the meeting.
Oh, okay.
Unless you'd like us to call.
Sure. I don't answer anything.
Abatement 16226, Maplewood Court. I'd like to finish what I started last week. I was interrupted. Rules are meant to be kept and followed, whether it be here at City Council or driving or anything else that's in the city. I got 2 speeding tickets, and I was going from a 35 to a 25 zone. It was difficult trying to pay it. I thought I could pay it here, and I had a long roundabout way to pay it. I had to send cashier's checks to Cleveland, which taught me a lesson. Don't speed. Don't go from one city, 35 to 25. I respect the rules. Mr. Brownlee seems to have an aversion to accepting rules. When I stated that he doesn't respect his superiors, somebody got up and complained that he has no superiors. Oh yes, he has. Every council person has a superior, and that is the president of council. Rules are set to follow. You don't like following rules. Use a gun in your home and fire it at groundhogs. You don't like following rules. We have a nice president that always comes up with an answer by the name of Ronald Reagan. Anytime he sees the same person doing something again, he says, there he goes again. And I stated that today. You didn't let the president do her job. There you go again. If you were a Marine, you would learn discipline. If you were a Marine, you learn respect of your superior officers. She is your superior officer here. Quit being a baby and having tantrum every time a meeting comes up. Council people are supposed to be problem solvers. Not you. You are a problem. I can't respect you. You're supposedly a TV minister or a internet minister. I can't see anybody following you. How can anybody respect you as a minister? I play golf and associated with ministers, rabbis, priests, and I show them respect. And I'm not a Marine.
Okay, moving on to the legislation.
Ordinance number 2014-53, an ordinance amending section 240.05 of the codified ordinances of Maple Heights regarding the approval by council of expenditures in the city of Maple Heights and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its 3rd reading, so may I have a motion for adoption, please?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll for adoption.
Brownlee?
Madam Chair, do we no longer ask for discussion before we
Not for the
call the
3rd
roll?
reading. Not for the 3rd reading, no.
Brownlee?
Since when, Madam Chair? If you continue to just make
There
a
you go,
rules as you go, this is not
Turgenev?
going to work,
Yes.
Madam Chair. For crying out loud.
AG?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Jones?
No.
Jackson?
No.
Mr. Brownlee?
I appeal the decision of the chair to forego the right for council members to make comments or have discussion prior to voting. I would ask for a second for that appeal. That's how this process works. Is there a second for that appeal so we can have discussion?
Mr. Brownlee, go ahead and discuss on your own. Go ahead. You don't have to appeal. Just tell us what you would like us to hear.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're most welcome.
You didn't vote.
Are you planning on voting after or before you tell us what you have to say?
After, that would make the most sense to me.
Real? Okay.
So, this is proposing that we change the threshold for the expenditures that we need to approve. Right now it's $1,000. But now we want to lower it, Councilman Adams wants to lower it to $500. My concern is that as of right now, we should already have access to all the expenditures of the city on a monthly basis. We don't receive that. In fact, when my poor wife makes a public records request for those kinds of documents, she gets the runaround most of the time. So getting these numbers, okay, what does that mean? Are we going to actually do anything about it? Because we don't do much of anything about the expenditures that are over $1,000. Why would we do something about it then if they're above 500? That would be a caution that I would have. There's no point to passing this if you don't plan to actually critique what comes before you. So if you want to critique what comes before you, then go ahead and do it. If not, we're simply wasting someone's time and all of our time in reading all of these expenditures that we don't actually plan to question. But then, secondly, after, say we are willing to act, how are we going to act? How are we going to decide what ones are actually worthwhile or not worthwhile? Are we in a position right now to decide that that expenditure for $500 is worthwhile, but that expenditure over there for $500 isn't? All we're going to have is just a longer list of, as I see it right now, all we'll have is a longer list of expenditures that we still won't do anything about. So why have the list 3 times as long? That would be my question. And I was hoping to make those comments prior to the vote here tonight so that fellow council members could consider these things. Are we merely making more work for ourselves, or are we actually going to act upon the new information that we receive by having a threshold now at 500 instead of 1,000?
And your vote, Mr. Brownlee?
Well, I would hope that there would be some kind of reaction or response to those questions tonight. I was hoping to hear during comments how everyone felt about this piece of legislation.
This piece of legislation, Mr. Brownlee, is on a 3rd reading. This has been writing for several weeks, not to say months. But this is not the first time this particular piece of legislation has come forward. So nothing is new here, absolutely nothing. The vote is yes, you agree, no, you do not. And your vote
is... If there's no other comments, then I will choose to vote no on this piece of legislation.
Okay, Albers, to break the tie.
That's a difficult decision because I'm involved in sometimes signing these pieces of legislation. So I'm going to say, in the current circumstances, I'm going to say no.
Okay, motion failed. Resolution number 2014-68, a resolution certifying to the auditor of Carver County the sums due to the city of Maple Heights, which were expended to the abatement of criminal activity nuisances, which constitute an immediate hazard to human life or health, or constitutes a blighting, deteriorating, or negative influence on the neighborhood in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code, Section 731.51 to 731.54 inclusive, and declaring an emergency.
May I have a motion to suspend the rules and place this resolution on its 3rd and final reading?
So moved.
Is there any discussion? Call the roll to suspend, please.
Brownlee?
Yes.
Turjansky?
Yes.
Agee?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Jackson?
Yes.
May I have a motion for adoption?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? Call the roll for adoption, please.
Brownlee,
Yes.
Turjansky,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Passed by the vote 6-0. Resolution number 2014-70, a resolution declaring the necessity of assessing the expense of garbage and rubbish collection and disposal within the city of Maple Heights and certifying to the county auditor the costs due to the city of Maple Heights for garbage and rubbish collections and declaring an emergency.
May I have a motion to suspend the rules and place this resolution on its third and final reading?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? Call the roll to suspend, please.
Brownlee,
No.
Turjansky,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Not enough to suspend the rules.
This will be a second reading then.
Ordinance number 2014-71, introduced by the Initiative Committee, an ordinance requiring the Clerk of Council to deliver to the Carter County Board of Elections a proposed amendment to the Maple Heights Charter to limit the use of photo monitoring devices to detect certain traffic law violations.
This ordinance is on its first reading, and according to the section 13 of the Maple Heights City Charter, I am moving this legislation to a committee of the whole for further review and discussion.
Madam Chair.
Resolution number
Madam Chair.
2014-72,
Madam Chair.
a resolution
Madam Chair.
proclaiming
There you go.
October
Madam Chair.
2014 as National Disability Employment Month in the city of Maple Heights and declaring an emergency.
May I have a motion to suspend the rules and place this resolution on its third and final reading?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Tony?
And Richard? Any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Jackson?
I brought forth this, it has been brought forth by councils in the past, but this piece of legislation is so important to make people aware of the issues that do face people with disabilities in employment and every other aspect of everyday life. Fortunately or unfortunately, I happen to be one of those. But I have learned so much in my 14 years of disability and things that I didn't know or even consider before, that this is so important for everybody to just take a minute and think and even look around and see some of the things that you see people with different disabilities have to deal with. One of the things I did do during these last 14 years is I also served on the Cuyahoga County Committee with People with Disabilities. And I thought I had it bad until I joined this committee. And I found 16 other people who were what you would consider worse off than me. Whether that was blind or needed guide dogs or needed machines to speak with. And trying to be employed to the point where you wouldn't, let's say, be taking money on disabilities, but we still have issues that we face when we do go and look for a job. Just even getting past the person at the front desk. So I think it is so important that we do consider and remember people with disabilities during this month and the other 11 months of the year also. And if you could possibly just do something nice, just open the door for somebody, would be greatly appreciated by that person. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you call the roll to suspend, please?
Brownlee,
Yes.
Turjansky,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
May I have a motion for adoption?
Second.
Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Brownlee,
Yes.
Turjansky,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Passed by the vote 6-0. Resolution number 2014-73, a resolution authorizing the finance director of the city of Maple Heights to request that the city participate in the tax advance program of the county fiscal officer and declaring an emergency.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair,
Mr.
If I
Brownlee, I
may-
haven't asked for any discussion
if
yet.
I may
Can you
speak,
wait?
that's not a discussion point. Madam Chair, I would move to reconsider 2014-71, the ordinance regarding the charter amendment.
Mr. Brownlee, at the caucus, we distinctly said that there was not going to be any discussion for this particular
Madam Chair, you
ordinance.
can't dictate that there'll be no discussion on something. That's not your role. I would move to reconsider 2014-71.
What's your point, Mr. Brownlee?
To reconsider it, that means bring it to a vote again.
I understand what it means. What's your
Then
point?
why do you want an explanation?
Okay,
It doesn't
is
matter
there a
what
second?
reading it's on.
Is there a second to Mr. Brownlee's initiative here? Hearing none, let's move on, please. May I have a motion to suspend the rules and place this resolution on its third and final reading? We're on 2014-73.
Second.
Is there any discussion for this, please? Call the roll to suspend.
Brownlee?
No.
Turjansky?
Yes.
Agee? Yes. Adams?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Jackson?
Yes.
Resolution number 2014-74, a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and declaring an emergency.
May I have a motion to suspend the rules and place this resolution on its third and final reading?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Call the roll to suspend, please.
Brownlee?
No.
Turjansky?
Yes.
Agee?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Jackson?
Yes.
This resolution is on its first reading.
Resolution number 2014-75, a resolution authorizing the mayor to make application to the Cuyahoga County Department of Development Community Development Block Grant Program for 2015, authorizing the execution of contracts and other documents relevant thereto and declaring an emergency.
May I have a motion to suspend the rules and place this resolution on its third and final reading?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Bear in mind that this grant is due on September 15th.
Brownlee?
No.
Turjansky?
Yes.
Agee?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Jones? Yes. Jackson?
Yes.
This resolution is on its first reading.
Resolution number 2014-76, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept an amendment to the contract with Municipal Building Inspection Solutions, LLC, to provide building inspection and related services to the city of Maple Heights, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
This resolution is the first reading, which we will be moving to a committee of the whole for discussion.
Resolution number 2014-77, a resolution authorizing the mayor to make application to Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging for Title 3B, C1, and C2 funding under the Older Americans Act for the purpose of continuing certain services provided by the Maple Heights Office on Aging, to sign any required contract documents, and declaring an emergency.
This resolution is a first reading. Would you turn to your expenditures over $1,000, 2014-79 through 2014-87. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Brownlee?
Abstain.
Burjansky?
Yes.
A.G.?
Yes.
Adams? Jones?
Yes.
Jackson?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you.